Bill Cosby is the devil.
Want a light?
Elliot Gould is a shady agent.
But I am very good luck, and I guarantee you will not fail.
And the record business is going to the devil.
Roses and rainbows, you better take
They're swapping soul for rock and roll.
I've never been to the Grammys.
The Devil and Max Devlin.
That's just the way we like them.
Rated PG. The Devil and Max Devlin opens this week. Real hot.
You escape from this vault with the key of long conversation. Beyond it is another bigger vault. A vault of omissions. A vault of acquisitions. A vault of problematic shit that really hasn't aged well. You're pressing play on a podcast that's both stupid and unintelligent, that both is and isn't about Disney Plus. You've just locked yourself in Vault Disney for Not on Disney Plus Month. Welcome one and all to Escape from Vault Disney, the podcast where we usually review movies, TV shows, and short films available on Disney Plus, chosen mostly completely at random. I am your host, Tony Goldmark, joining us today via Zoom for our very first episode of Not on Disney Plus Month, all the way from Palms, California, David Spencer.
It's a theme month, so David's here.
All the way from Greensboro, North Carolina, Ryan Hipp.
Your mom.
And all the way from an undisclosed location that is probably a laboratory somewhere in Ohio, Agatha Vile.
Come on in, the weather's dreadful. We always have a room to spare. Don't mind Tony, he is not well. The doctors say he's not all there. Especially with this choice that was on the list, Tony!
Like I said, this is our first week of Not on Disney Plus Month, in which, for the first and only time ever on this podcast, we are boldly venturing outside the confines of Disney Plus and devoting 5 consecutive episodes in March 2023 to Disney content that the Disney Corporation, in its infinite wisdom, has chosen to withhold from availability on its eponymous streaming platform. Now, as I'm sure you listeners all know, Disney just owns so much shit that any comprehensive list of their content not on Disney Plus would probably be even longer than the main master list and include a lot of super obscure shit that no one cares about. So, for the purposes of Not on Disney Plus Month, I have compiled a select short list of about 100 options, handpicked by me, of glaring omissions, historical artifacts, instant curiosities, and just good old-fashioned personal favorites that Disney either produced and or currently owns, and yet are not on Disney Plus. We fed that list into the randomizer, and for our first week of Not on Disney Plus Month, the randomizer has picked the 1981 Disney classic, The Devil and Max Devlin.
You're telling me that the randomizer did not pick Stay Alive, the worst horror movie that Disney technically owns. And I didn't know about this movie, and then I Googled it, and I just started screaming.
Yep.
How dare you? I'm gonna send Cherry to your house. I'm gonna have her hide. And she is gonna aim straight for your dick. Every time. You deserve that.
You know what? I think I can take her.
Really? Okay, fine. If you say so.
Listeners who don't know why she's so angry right now, just wait. It's a doozy.
The audacity.
Don't blame me. Blame the randomizer.
No, I am blaming you 100%.
So, Agatha, you didn't know this movie existed until the randomizer picked it.
I want to beat your ass.
Ryan, David, do either of you have any sort of connection to this movie whatsoever?
Nope.
Absolutely not. I have never heard of this in my life.
Neither have I.
David, this is the second time in a row you're getting a supernatural Disney movie from the early 80s.
That nobody has seen.
Slightly more people have seen this one. I have seen this one, and I can confirm...
You've seen this one, you freak!
It's slightly better than Ghosts of Buxley Hall, though that's not saying much.
Oh my god.
The Devil and Max Devlin was a movie that Disney released in the early 80s as part of the tail end of the What Would Walt Have Done era, when Ron Miller, Walt's son-in-law, had taken over, and by the late 70s, he realized the formula's not really working for us anymore.
Sure.
The last time we had an unqualified hit was The Love Bug in 69.
Nice.
And we've just kind of been treading water ever since then. The only hits to speak of we've had have been re-releases.
Oh, what? Unidentified Flying Oddball failed?
I know, right?
Wow.
Ron Miller realized, okay, we gotta start experimenting. And they started making movies like The Black Hole and Midnight Madness, which was their attempt at like an Animal House style movie, and The Watcher in the Woods, and eventually Tron and Something Wicked This Way Comes, and eventually Splash, which was the first one that actually worked, but by the time it came out, Eisner and Katzenberg and Frank Wells were about to take over the studio, so it was too little too late. But one such experiment was The Devil and Max Devlin, which actively dealt with hell. One of the main characters in this movie is quite literally a demon from hell.
That makes it part of the Mr. Toad's Wild Ride universe, right?
Could be. I mean, if that's how you want to read it, certainly. But here's the main reason why it is so controversial now, and no doubt why it is not on Disney Plus, is the casting of the demon from hell I mentioned.
I hate.
Ladies and gentlemen, the demon is played by none other than Mr. Bill Cosby.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
wow.
This is the Disney movie where Bill fucking Cosby played a demon.
Wow.
We could have had a terrible horror movie that would have been funny to make fun of about video games and how nobody who made this movie understands them. Instead, I need to read this. This is from Wikipedia. Let me read this. The film was considered to be controversial for a Disney film at the time, partly because of the subject matter, but also because Bill Cosby's atypical portrayal of a villainous character.
Yeah, not quite as atypical as we thought, turns out.
when I read that title, I thought this was going to be a Disney TV movie of the week, or just milquetoast, white rice nonsense. But, okay. I think we can have fun with this.
I'm not.
As you know, if you watched my videos back when I made them,
Nerd.
whenever I would finish a season of Some Jerk with a Camera, I'd always do an outtake special where I played just a bunch of bloopers. And just because I wanted to spice them up, because I didn't want them to be just bloopers, for the first 2 seasons, I had little interstitial segments where I played a quote-unquote character I invented named Kill Bosby, who was literally just me doing a bad Cosby voice. I would do all the Cosby mannerisms and spout a bunch of Cosby references, but the stuff I was saying was just the insane rantings of a lunatic. The premise of the bit was, what if Cosby was just a crazy person? Which, you know, knowing what we know now.
So after I made Ghost Dad, I made Ghost Dad 2, Ghost Daddier, and of course Ghost Dad 3, Ghost Baby. That was the one with the wacky abortion scene that won an Oscar for Best Scene, where the pregnant Ghost Dad yells at Dr. Huxtable, "I specifically requested a wacky abortion."
So those first 2 specials were a lot of fun to make, but for the 3rd season, I was facing a bit of a conundrum, because Cosby wasn't as funny anymore for many reasons. And I didn't know how exactly I wanted to approach Kill Bosby, but then the 2016 election happened, and suddenly it hit me like a bolt of lightning. Of course, the only way out is through. I have to have Kill Bosby run for president.
So I took my favorite piece of furniture to the Tic Tac store to go woman shopping, and I grabbed her by the pudding. You don't even have to ask. When you're a ghost dad, they let you do it. Calm down. It's locker room talk. This is a bus.
But the thing got way too big. Like, I kept thinking of more and more ideas to put into it, and it just became too huge and unwieldy. And also, I was still on Channel Awesome at the time, and I had to crank out 2 videos a month for them. And because the outtake special kept getting bigger and bigger, I had to keep putting it off to do other stuff. And by the time I finally left Channel Awesome and got around to focusing on the special, it was like 2018, 2019. And I was like, no one's really thinking about the 2016 campaign anymore.
No one wants to.
Yeah, exactly. So eventually I did release 2 separate videos, just the season 3 outtakes, no interstitials, just the outtakes themselves, and a video I called Kill Bosby the Complete Saga, which combined all the Kill Bosby segments that I'd ever done for any video. And at the end of that video, I put the remnants of all the Kill Bosby bits that I had already started working on for this now abandoned special. But the point I'm getting to is, in order to find clips of Cosby, I forced myself to watch every last Cosby movie that I could get my grubby little hands on.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I needed to look for clips.
No. I'm a mad scientist that deals with crab experiments. And that is way too far for me. What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess.
All villains have a line that we don't cross. And that's a line, Tony.
I watched so many shitty fucking Cosby movies. I sat through Leonard Part 6, for God's sake.
You talk like this was a chore for you. Whenever you're on camera inside of your bedroom, I notice we only ever see the same one or two walls.
Yeah.
If we were to turn the camera around, it's wall-to-wall Cosby posters.
I was imagining like a saw trap and Tony strapped in.
Yeah, it was like Clockwork Orange. Someone strapped me to a chair and clamped my eyes open and forced me against my will to sit through Ghost Dad and Jack and Leonard Part 6 and Mother Jugs and Speed, which is a terrible fucking movie where at one point Cosby actually has a rape joke. Yeah.
Can we interclip this podcast with something cute just to wash the taste out of people's mouths, like cherry noises or, I don't know, something from Disney, because God damn it.
Oh, this is from Disney.
Yeah, it is. And Mother Jugs and Speed was actually a Fox movie, so it's technically a Disney movie now, too.
I swear to God, if this is on the list,
That one's not on the list. Don't worry about it.
Good.
But just for threatening to bite my dick off, I am going to tell you what the rape joke was. So.
Oh, boy.
I didn't. I said cherry wood, you pervert.
So it takes place at an ambulance company. Cosby and Harvey Keitel play ambulance drivers, and the late, great Raquel Welch, who just passed away,
Aww.
she plays the hot receptionist that everyone makes dumb sex jokes about. Anyway, in the first act, Harvey Keitel gets hired, and they know that he's served prison time, but no one knows what his crime was. And they're speculating, and Cosby just looks over at Raquel Welch and says, "Don't worry, if it's rape, I'll buy you a whistle." That's the joke.
I hope everybody knows that that long stretch of silence they heard was not something Tony added in. No, we were just all simultaneously like shocked, but also just disappointed because it's terrible and also not funny. And
yeah,
I can't even.
I can't think of a better way for Tony to have followed that up with, "That's the joke."
Yep. Yeah.
That's the joke.
Did you get it?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Everything hurts.
It's the punchline of the scene. They put in a little pause afterwards where the audience was supposed to laugh. It's so fucking awkward and terrible.
Is there such a thing as hazard pay for podcasts? Because I feel like I'm about to go through a traumatic experience.
I need something after this.
Here's what I've been building to, though. So I watched all these fucking movies.
No one feels bad for you.
I know.
No one feels bad that you had to do this. I'm just saying. You had a choice!
I'm not fishing for sympathy here. Here's my point, though. This movie, where he plays a demon, was Cosby's best acting role ever.
Oh my gosh.
I am not even exaggerating. And I watched them all, and he's not a great actor. Basically, the only character he's ever played is himself. That's what he did in every fucking movie and TV show he was involved in. This is the only movie I know of where Cosby played a villain. And he's a surprisingly effective villain. Partly because of what we fucking know now.
Tony, you sound like you're trying to justify the existence of Human Centipede. My brain is short-circuiting.
And by the way, like I said, this was 1981, so this was a few years before The Cosby Show. So he was actually at a really low point in his career at this point in his life.
He should have stayed there.
Yeah, he should have. But that's why he agreed to do a Disney movie at Disney's lowest point. They kind of deserved each other at that point.
This being part of the what Walt would have done era has me just picturing a flashback to Walt Disney when he was still alive saying, "You know, we really need to make a film with this Bill Cosby." And then his assistant's like, what the fuck are you talking about, Walt?
Well, Bill Cosby was a rising star by the time Walt died. I mean, he put out his first stand-up album in, I think, 63, and he was on I Spy starting in 65. And of course, Walt didn't die until 66, so there's a distinct possibility Walt knew who Cosby was.
So this idea of rising comedian Bill Cosby as a demon could have been scribbled on a napkin in Walt Disney's desk.
I'm very sorry for putting the words Cosby and rising in the same sentence. That is very inappropriate.
I hate you, but I need to point out something. This movie came out around the rise of the Satanic Panic. 2 years later was the McMartin preschool trial. If you don't know about that, just Google it and you're just going to be angry.
There's a great Behind the Bastards 3-parter, I think, on that.
They asked kids, what happens at this preschool? They flush us down the toilet, and then they sacrifice a giraffe, and then they fly around on brooms, and the adults believe them, because one of the mothers, I believe she was not mentally well, assumed her kid was being abused at the preschool, so they had a person not certified in psychology or childcare, certified in welding, question these kids, call them idiots, which, according to my roommate, is pretty on spot with a welder, and they believed everything that the kids are saying! So, you have Bill Cosby playing the devil.
Yep.
During a satanic panic. Do you smell that? I smell burning meat. Oh, that's my brain.
So according to Wikipedia, this movie was originally developed by a screenwriter named Jimmy Sangster for Hammer Films.
Hammer Films?
This was developed as a Hammer Films horror movie.
I gotta go. I'm leaving.
Oh, you're really gonna fucking hate this, Agatha.
What?
When it was in development at Hammer, you know who was attached to play the Cosby part?
No.
Christopher Lee?
No. Vincent Price.
Ooh.
Alright, bye.
This was such a fucking downgrade.
It was nice seeing you, Tony. Bye.
Agatha, get back here. Remember when you chainsawed through my door last year? This is penance.
Oh, don't you dare, Tony. You come at me for revenge. I'm gonna come 10 times harder. You will regret this.
Have it on record that in this episode discussing Bill Cosby, someone used the phrase, come 10 times harder.
We are all going straight to hell, and this movie's gonna help us get there.
Oh, I'm getting a good seat. I'm a Satanist, so I'm better than all of you.
So the script went into turnaround. Sangster sold it to Disney, of all studios, and they hired Mary Rogers, who had previously written Freaky Friday, to rewrite it. And Disney had offered Cosby a few movie roles before this, which he declined due to rumors that they were unwelcoming to minorities. Wikipedia's phrasing, not mine.
Gasp!
But he said he took part in this movie because the roles of demons had previously been played by white actors.
You gotta get that demon representation in there.
Yeah, exactly.
He tried to be the Tony Todd of the 80s.
I remember being at some podcast festival years ago and meeting some people who were doing this audio sketch series. It was a bunch of voice actors who mostly do commercial work, and they were doing this audio sketch series. And they had a recurring bit on there of Bill Cosby going to a drug dealer to try to find things to drug people with. And it was like a year before all the news stories came out. So when all that happened, they were like, oh, snap.
It was kind of an open secret, though, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
I heard about it.
They probably, sort of heard it offhand and didn't really think it was that real.
Probably, yeah.
And then made a joke out of it and then realized, oh, no, that's actually very real. It turns out a lot of celebrities are bad people.
I mean, over 60 women have accused him, and that just doesn't happen if you're not guilty.
Yeah.
One person can maybe lie. That many people, no fucking way.
It just reminds me of Scream 3 that has predatory producer character in the movie. And guess who were the actual producers of the Scream series?
The Weinsteins, right?
To this day, I can't believe they got away with having a predatory producer character.
Maybe Wes Craven was trying to tell us something?
Because they're like, this isn't about us. This is about some other guy. We're not like that at all.
The character's name was Roman.
Subtle.
The first time I saw Scream, I didn't know that their names would be in the credits. Oh no, it's there!
We can't escape from any of this. You ruined everything.
I'm sorry.
You ruined everything, you stupid bitch.
So, because this is not on Disney Plus, I gotta tell you how we are gonna watch it. It is available to rent on YouTube or Amazon Prime for $3.99, and I'm gonna send you all the link. I will reimburse you all for the $3.99.
I feel like it might actually be more ethical to pirate this movie than to let anybody profit off of it.
Disney's fine with letting people pay to rent this movie, but they're not willing to put it on Disney Plus for free with a subscription.
Tony, take the money you were going to reimburse me and send it to a rape crisis center, all right?
Will do.
Is there a way to, tell Amazon to, forget in your algorithm that I ever watched this? Do not associate this with whatever data that you have on me?
I'm sorry, David. This is going to fuck with your recommendations forever.
It's just going to be wall-to-wall Cosby from now on.
No, why does Amazon keep sending me ads for sweaters and roofies?
I would rather be in a reverse bear trap than watching this.
You know, a lot of people like to podcast under various substances, and I've never done a podcast drunk before, but that might have to change after watching this movie.
I'm getting bourbon cream. I need this. Does anybody else want a glass?
I can't reach through the interweb.
God damn it. This is audio recording. We are pantomiming. We're actors. Yes, and this shit with me.
Also, Elliot Gould is in this movie, but to my knowledge, he hasn't raped anyone, so who cares? So...
I need a pillow.
I am feeding on your rage, Agatha. Please enjoy this beautiful music, folks.
No, don't.
Or don't enjoy this beautiful music. We don't care. And we will be right back with our thoughts on the 1981 Disney movie that they don't like to acknowledge they made anymore, The Devil and Max Devlin, right here on Not on Disney Plus Month on Escape from Walt Disney. Yeah.
Pray for us.
Okay. We just watched The Devil and Max Devlin. That's even worse than I remember. Holy shit.
I'm so mad at you.
It was so boring above all else. It was just a dull fucking movie.
I feel like I'm going to be the designated Luke of this episode, just judging by these initials.
What?
You liked this?
What?
Putting aside the Cosby of it all, which, let's get this out of the way. Cosby is not in it that much.
Yeah, he's really not.
I thought it was kind of cute and charming and a little endearing.
I am not exaggerating when I say that I feel like this might be the worst movie I have ever seen in my entire life.
Okay.
I fucking hated this movie.
I didn't love it or anything, but I mean, I thought there were some amusing moments, and I thought the whole idea of the guy becoming a better person was kind of sweet, and there were some good performances.
It was so awkward.
I've seen a lot of bad movies. Like, I love watching the cult bad movies like The Room or Neil Breen stuff, but those movies have an idea and have some decisions being made. There is somebody making it who feels like they want to make something good, and I truly don't believe a single person on this movie was doing it for any reason other than a paycheck. It felt like there was no life in it.
Yeah, that's a great explanation.
I hated this movie.
There was no life.
That's a knock I'll give against it. When I said at the beginning that the title looked like a TV movie of the week, it looks like a TV movie of the week.
It really does.
I need to explain something.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is not just bad for humans. My sweet dog, Cherry, was doing everything she could to make me stop watching the movie.
I would too.
She has to go outside 5 times in a row. Oh, she's clearly hungry. Well, she already had dinner. She can't have any more cookies. Hey, you're sitting in my spot. Cherry, you own this house. You can have whatever spot you want. Why do you need the spot that I'm in?
Your dog owns your house?
She was wandering around outside where it's snowing, and she was stalling on purpose because she knew.
I'm going to try my best to keep all of you weirdos from letting me hop on the hate train, because this was not awful.
Too late.
I can get being bored by this, sure, but I wasn't offended by it or anything.
Well, that's one thing that kind of offended me about it, is for a movie about hell and demons, Disney pussyfoots around it and tries so hard to be inoffensive and have the moral lesson at the end and all that.
I've got some real thoughts on the moral lesson.
Oh, me too. Me too.
So the basic plot of this movie is Elliot Gould plays this complete piece of shit scumbag who dies and goes to hell, and Cosby plays a demon who tells him if he wants to save his own soul from hell, he has to corrupt these 3 specific innocent people, and that's most of the movie, is Elliot Gould trying to get these 3 people separately to sign, literally deal with the devil contracts. And the movie keeps intercutting between the 3 different plots rather randomly and haphazardly.
This movie is awful if you have ADHD.
because it'll focus on a character.
And then it suddenly switches to one of the other two characters with no warning. The scenes just kind of begin and end arbitrarily.
And you're waiting and waiting.
I mean, the movie's not funny, so the scenes don't end on punchlines. So it's hard to tell when a scene's actually over until it cuts somewhere else completely.
Your mind starts drifting off. You're looking at your phone. Oh, damn it, I have to take notes. But what notes can you take? Oh, we're on the second character. I already wrote down he looks like Jeffrey Dahmer. What else can I say?
You're talking about the motocross guy?
Young John Denver.
Yeah, he looked like teenage John Denver. That's what he looked like to me.
I couldn't get out of my head that he looked like the kid from Troll 2 to me.
Oh my god!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he did!
He
Holy
looked like
shit,
Jeffrey
you're right.
Dahmer.
I even was looking it up. It's like, there's no way that's the same kid, right?
I don't think so.
I had to look it up. What was Jeffrey Dahmer doing in 1981? We've already had Netflix jerking themselves off to that Jeffrey Dahmer series, which was awful. And now it's like, oh, he's back.
The nerdy kid who's into motocross, whose character name is Nerve Nordlinger.
What?
That's this movie's idea of a name.
Nerve sounds like that would be like the character's motocross nickname.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
name is Norville Nordlinger, but they call me the Nerve.
Yeah.
It sounds like a nickname he gave himself, hoping you would
Right.
catch
You
on.
never give yourself a nickname.
Fetch is not going to happen.
You can tell that that's the character that the writers were like, what do we do with this guy?
We need something cool.
The little kid, you got something, because that's the big emotional core of the movie is him and the kid and his relationship with the mother.
Little kid wants a dad, yeah.
And then with the singer, you've got the singer's attachment to her friend and her family and missing home.
Girlfriend, I support that headcanon.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Well, the other girl says she's the groupie, so...
Yeah, right?
I miss my girlfriend.
And then you get to the kid with the motocross, and he's just kind of like, I want to be in motocross. And Elliot Gould's like, yeah, I'll help you be in motocross. And then he's in motocross, and that's kind of...
I think he just liked the subject of motocross, and then stupid Max was like, all right, you want to do motocross? Get on the bike, start driving!
I wonder if it's like a rule of three, like, he can't just be helping two people. We got to give him like a third person to help, but they couldn't think of a big emotional hook for the third one.
I want to be cool and have a girlfriend.
Well, these are supposed to be three pure, innocent, uncorrupted souls, but in the first scene with the nerd kid, he's lying to his mother. He's saying, no, I'm reading UCLA Law Review, and then he puts it down and pulls off a motocross magazine instead of a porno, which just makes him fucking lame.
In that moment, I was thinking the same thing. Oh, it's Disney. They're not going to let him read Playboy.
Unidentified Flying Oddball had a Playboy in it.
Unidentified Flying Oddball.
That movie flops. They're like, nobody likes porn. That was the takeaway from the flop of Unidentified Flying Oddball.
It's not the fact that the film was called Unidentified Flying Oddball. It was the Playboy. That was the reason.
Or the fact that it was thoroughly horrible in every conceivable way. The Disney exec's like, nope, it's the Playboy magazine. People just don't like tits anymore.
So I'm a Satanist. I chose to be a Satanist, A, because I'm a villain, duh. And B, it's one of those religions where you become it out of spite just to piss other people off, but also to help each other.
To own the libs.
And we have satanic commandments. One of them is, do not harm children at all. I was thinking, oh, they're going to trick him. They're going to see how evil he is by having him go after children. And then they're going to have a special place for him in the fourth level, which, by the way, according to Dante's Inferno, the fourth level's for greed. Oh, my goodness, that's actually perfect for a landlord.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in the first scene, he's a horrible landlord.
Just a landlord. They're all horrible.
Yeah.
Zing!
Just being a landlord, that automatically sends him straight to hell, obviously.
It has been so long since I've watched one of these older Disney movies, and the opening logo is just distributed by Buena Vista.
Yeah.
That was a throwback for me. But also, the movie just starts. It's just him driving his car up.
Yeah, there's no build-up whatsoever.
Credits just run over the opening scene.
I was making popcorn. I thought I have a little bit of time, and then it's like, oh, the movie's starting. Oh, damn it. Oh, shit. Terry, let's go.
And it went to hell quicker than I thought.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes into the movie, he gets hit by the bus full of Hare Krishnas, and he got hit by the bus because he was chasing after that guy in the tracksuit who's behind on his rent.
Mm-hmm.
Elliot Gould in this movie walked so Mr. Ditkovich in Spider-Man 2 could run.
Oh, my God.
That scene where he gets hit by the bus.
Yep.
Final Destination.
I kept thinking of the funniest scene in film history, which is Meet Joe Black. Do you know the car accident scene I'm thinking of in that movie?
Yes, I remember when he's bouncing between the cars.
I'm a horror person. I just think Final Destination. Sorry. Which is funny to me.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Meet Joe Black car accident on YouTube. It is legit the funniest scene, mostly because it is absolutely not intending to be funny, but the timing of it is so incredible. I can't even describe it.
The shot of him falling down to hell was almost identical to the shot in the Richard Donner Superman before Krypton explodes and all the people are falling to their deaths.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost the exact same shot.
And he looks so nonplussed when it cuts to the close-up of him.
Even though he just had a Final Destination bus crash.
Oh, I'm falling into an endless red void. Oh, ho-hum. Typical Thursday.
That's the big difference between having Richard Donner as your director and having Guy Whitey Corngood directing whoever did this.
Oh my god, I gotta say something about the director. Agatha, you mentioned the Satanic Panic.
Yes.
The director of this, Stephen Hillard Stern, a year later directed Mazes and Monsters.
Oh, no,
The fucking Tom Hanks Dungeons and Dragons There's Evil movie.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I can't stand it. Oh, I just bit my cheek. I got so mad. Ow.
When Elliot Gould first gets to hell, I do love how sweaty he is.
He was nervous.
Well, and it's hell. It's fucking hot.
Yeah, that too.
And he sees Cosby in hell, which of course checks out. And when Cosby says, "What we're looking for is fresh, unsullied innocence," well, I gotta spend about a week in the shower. Thank you for that, movie.
Yikes.
I gotta go to church after that.
Also, I love that Cosby's name is Barney Satin.
Oh, yes.
So dumb.
I actually kind of like the set design for Hell.
Oh, I did too.
There are eyes on the walls. That was pretty cool.
That's metal.
I agree that there's definitely some cool ideas there, although according to the trivia on Amazon, it says the first scenes which depict hell are taken from Disney's recent picture, The Black Hole. I've never seen The Black Hole, but it certainly sounds to me that all of the cool parts of that design are the ideas of a different movie.
And another problem with the hell scene is that all the dialogue is very obviously dubbed.
Yeah.
Especially Cosby's lip sync doesn't even remotely match. Maybe like all the fireballs in the background were too loud or something? Because those had to be practical in those days.
You want your best part of your movie, like the most expensive set piece, to be at the perfect part, near the end, or somewhere in the middle to be like the nice twist. You throw it out all at the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will say, if there was one scene in this movie that had life to me, that was actually like kind of compelling, I hate to say it, it was a scene with Cosby in it. It was the descriptions of all the ways he's going to torture him when he's in the full makeup and costume.
Yes!
Oh,
when
okay.
Cosby goes full fucking Satan.
You know the unmitigating pain and horror of limbs being torn from their sockets. Your limbs, your sockets. You'll feel pain you never imagined in life. Yours forever. Flesh you'll smell burning. Your flesh rotting forever.
So when you're talking about saving that money moment for the end, I feel like they did put the best moment towards the end, because that scene was actually kind of good.
Wait, you didn't thrill to Stella Summers' big closing number where she does her big epic ballad that suddenly turns into Moving Right Along from the Muppet movie?
I knew that sounded familiar.
I will say, I hated that first fucking song that sounded like a Ballad Air Supply rejected for being too saccharine.
The discount Linda Ronstadt?
The first time you hear it, it's fine.
She sings it like 12 times throughout the movie.
Oh yeah, after the 6th time, I got sick of it.
I didn't like it the first time.
They were really trying to push selling that song as a single, but it did not chart and was not very popular.
Probably because they were sick of it after they heard it for the 34th time.
For a song that they play multiple times during a movie, I thought the song was fine, but it is certainly no That Thing You Do.
Yeah.
Like, you really needed a song like that if you're going to play it a whole bunch of times.
You really did.
Whenever they play That Thing You Do in the movie, rarely is it the full song, and when it is the full song at the beginning, there's story happening during it instead of just us watching a performance for 3 minutes.
Like a music video, sort of.
So yeah, I hated the sappy song, but Roses and Rainbows, the song she does at the end, I kind of dug, mainly for the banjo, mainly because it does sound like moving right along.
I was actually worried when it came up in the opening credits that there were going to be songs. Oh no, is there going to be a musical?
No.
But then it turned out she was a pop singer.
In the credits, Jimmy Sangster gets story by credit, and then Mary Rogers gets screenplay by credit. Mary Rogers previously worked for Disney as the screenwriter of Freaky Friday.
That's right.
Because she wrote the novel of Freaky Friday. But her biggest claim to fame is that she's the daughter of Broadway musical composer Richard Rogers, who did the music for Sound of Music.
Rodgers and Hammerstein?
Of Rodgers and Hammerstein,
yes. She's a Nepo baby!
Exactly, which is another
Nepo baby.
knock against this movie for me. This is a movie that's giving work to the Nepo baby and to the future convicted rapist.
Which I think we can all agree are exactly as bad as each other. They're both practically the same thing.
No, you're right. They are absolutely not
on record,
in the
David
same...
Spencer, Nepo babies and rapists.
They're both
just as bad.
irredeemable monsters.
No,
How
not
dare
in the same...
she be born?
And be a woman.
Okay. I apologize for equating those
No
two.
backsies, David. No backsies.
On Amazon, they've got movie trivia that you can pull up while watching, which I did multiple times. Screenwriter Jimmy Sangster once said of working on this picture, quote, "My only consolation in the affair, apart from the money, was the fact that I got to share a screen credit with the daughter of Richard Rogers. Would that his daughter had been as good as screenwriter as her father was a musician."
Burn!
So clearly... he is not thrilled with what happened to his script.
Can you honestly blame him?
Oh,
No,
not at all.
Not in the least.
There are worse scripts than this. This was a perfectly fine script.
Oh, I'd completely disagree, Ryan. I'm sorry.
There is not a single joke in this movie that worked for me. Actually, there is one joke that kind of worked for me and then got ruined. When he first showed up with a little bit of paper on his face, I was like, he got himself shaving because he can't see his reflection. I was like, that's actually kind of funny. I'll give you that movie. And then they had to call it out and keep coming to it. You had one decent idea and then you just ran that into the ground.
I'm an idiot because it took me fucking forever to piece that together.
Oh, really?
Me too. I thought we would get a scene of that happening, and it just didn't happen.
The first time you saw him with the cut on his cheek, I was just like, why does he have that cut on his cheek? Was that a deleted scene, or did Elliot Gould really cut himself shaving that morning and they didn't want to cover it with makeup for some reason? And they're like, fuck it, it's in the movie. But it took until they actually explained it. Oh, he can't see himself in the mirror, so he can't shave himself right.
There should have been more to it than that. Have like a bit of shaving cream or food stuck on his face that he can't see, or his hair is messed up.
Or at least establish the no reflection, like at least one more time so the audience can remember that.
they only established it once. It was just that one scene in the fucking diner.
The diner run by Uncle Harvey.
By Uncle Harvey from UHF, yes, Stanley Brock.
Of course.
The diner where 3 coffees only cost $1.05.
I was mad at that. I got mad.
Oh, the early 80s.
Thanks, Bidenflation.
Now, I wasn't alive yet in the 70s, which of course was Elliot Gould's heyday. That was when he was a leading man. He was one of the biggest movie stars on the planet for a while there.
Will you go to the prom with me?
I wouldn't go to the prom with you if you were Elliot Gould.
Was he in MASH?
Yeah, he was in the original Robert Altman MASH. He was in Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice and A Bridge Too Far. None of which I have seen, by the way. They're all before my time. In fact, the only work of his from the 70s I have seen is his cameo in The Muppet Movie.
This year's Miss Bogan County, Miss Piggy!
So I figured he must have been a really good actor to get the career he had, or at least was really charming. I don't know what the fuck happened to him on this movie, but he just sucked ass.
I liked him all right in this.
So many of his line readings are just awful in this movie. He goes back and forth between vaguely competent and just feels like he's reading off of cue cards and he can't read.
Yeah, I was surprised. I looked up his work. He's a very charismatic person. He plays a lot of great characters. And then I'm falling asleep. I have 3 Cokes and a Mountain Dew trying to keep me awake.
and I still cannot stay awake.
Like in the scene in the diner when he's like, "You must have just escaped from the funny house." I've seen fucking second graders in school plays who give better line readings than that. Jesus Christ.
What happened? Was this just an off day? Or offshoot?
I think for what that character is supposed to be, he's like a schlub. We establish him as being kind of detached, but he learns to care and be empathetic. I think his performance worked for that kind of character.
I completely disagree. I didn't buy him for a second. It really seemed, like you said, David, like he was in it for the paycheck. And what the fuck was up with that fucking scene where he does the fucking squinty eyes?
What was that?
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
Was he trying to do yellow face? What the hell?
I took a sip and I'm like, I'm gonna put my bourbon cream away because I think I've had too much and it was only a sip. What is happening? Why is he doing that? Is this racist? I don't know what's happening.
I don't think it was meant to be, but when it's a white man doing that, I don't know.
It just looks bad.
It just looks bad. Yeah, period.
So the timeline of this movie is that it begins in mid-March, and early on, when Elliot Gould goes to hell, Cosby tells him, "You've got 2 months to get these 3 people to sign contracts." And then later, Cosby says May 15th is the specific deadline date. The problem with that is that there's a scene where the singer's in the recording studio recording the sappy ballad, and then it smash cuts to the album available in stores. I call bullshit on that, because back in the 80s, that was at least 2 months.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
I mean, this is also a movie about a Bill Cosby devil getting Elliot Gould to steal people's souls, so what are we talking about here? What are we doing? Why are we doing this?
How could she have been nominated for a Grammy within 2 months? The Grammys are for the previous year.
The devil did it.
And since when are the Grammys in May? I looked this up. Even in the early 80s, the Grammys were always in February.
Elliot Gould has to look at a person and they get amazing talent. I can let a quick album turnaround and Grammy nomination slide.
2 words. Stranger danger.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I was
wondering...
The stranger
danger with him and that fucking kid.
Hey, I'm your Uncle Max. You know me. I could get you anything you want.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll hang out with you. Hey, what's your mom up to? Is she's single, eh?
He's a random adult who just shows up at this carnival and gets fixated on this random kid and says, "Let's spend some time together, get to know each other."
You just want a dad. Well, I could be your dad. Oh my god.
All the red flags. You're in a fucking forest of red flags.
The 80s need to be arrested.
Oh, I got a new daddy for you. He's right here in my windowless van.
Even the mom, her son is trying to say, "Come on, Mom, he loves little kids." She says,
"Oh, I'll bet." Yeah, see, she knows what's up, but apparently she didn't teach the kid not to talk to strangers or go to carnivals by himself.
This is California, right?
Yeah, it's LA. They established it.
There's a lot of serial killers and stuff in this area at the time.
Now, in the carnival scene, it's a really simple comedy beat, but I kind of liked it. The moment after they get off the octopus ride, and he's trying to figure out what the kid wants to try and bargain for his soul. Now, what do you want more than anything else in the world? And the kid's like, "I want to go on the octopus again. Don't you?" And then he's like, "Oh yeah, like more than anything else in life. But what do you really..." And he keeps trying to prod him into giving him an answer, and then just smash cut to them back on the octopus again.
Why didn't he just say, "Hey, yeah, let's go on the octopus. Hey, while we're doing there, do you want to show me if you can write your name out? Are you really good at writing? Here, let me give you this piece of paper here."
See, you're cleverer than the characters in this movie. When the kid says, "What I really want is a father," and Elliot Gould asks, "Well, what's the matter with your own father?" It's a Disney movie. What the fuck do you think?
The scene of the party at the record executive's house,
oh, God.
For one, that looked straight out of an episode of Rockford Files or something.
The ugly 70s architecture and the buffet table with fucking lobsters.
Stupid lobsters.
And not a speck of cocaine in sight. Yep, totally accurate 80s record industry party.
You know that was Bill Cosby's favorite scene to shoot, because when he starts dancing, he goes full Cosby with that dancing.
Yeah, he goes full opening credits of The Cosby Show.
When he does the stripper pole thing, and then he does the crazy, Cosby eyes thing.
There's also a guy just walking around talking into a microphone, and there don't appear to be any cameras there. Yeah. Is this for a radio show or something?
Who is this guy?
Is this just a crazy person who thinks he's talking to someone?
Diane, I seem to have made a wrong turn at Twin Peaks.
It was like the Peter Benchley cameo in Jaws when he's clearly playing a news reporter, But the way they framed it, he's in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. He just leans against a fern, and he's not even the focus of the shot.
Who are you? Get off the set! We're calling the police!
There's a moment where Stella Summers walks off because he's trying to get her to sign the contract, and he's left with a plate of food, and Bill Cosby's like, why didn't you get the contract signed? And he's like, oh, well, you know, eat first, corrupt later. And then, right on cue, the partygoers laugh, and it's a stock laughter sound effect.
Eat first and corrupt later. That's what I always say.
It's like a sitcom laugh track.
And then seconds later, he tries to give Bill Cosby some food, and then Bill Cosby just walks away, and then he just dumps the food over the balcony. The exact same laughter effect is used again on cue.
And you noticed.
Most of my notes are just me trying to figure out what the joke is in a scene.
Most of my notes are just Jeffrey Dahmer, Jeffrey Dahmer, Jeffrey Dahmer.
The one that I could not figure out is when he goes into the bathroom looking for Barney and opens a door, and there's the janitor in there, and he says,
Hey, it's okay. We're all show business here, you know.
What's the joke?
Soliciting for sex in the bathroom?
Yeah, I think that was the joke.
Is that what it is?
Not just any sex.
Gay sex in the men's room.
Is that a gay joke?
So everybody in show business is gay, and that's the joke?
I think so. I think that was the joke. What was the name of that politician who got in trouble for tapping his foot in an airport bathroom?
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of it.
That was apparently code for something.
Hold on.
I mean, back in the 80s, there was just rampant homophobia, and most gay people were in the closet, and Grindr was just a beautiful dream, so a lot of people had to rely on covert hookups in public bathrooms.
Larry Craig,
that was his name, Larry Craig.
I knew it was some, like, skeezy name, like Dickie Bushman or something. It was Larry Craig.
Bushman!
There were two really awkward, vaguely sexual restroom scenes in this fucking movie. In addition to the janitor scene later on, when Elliot Gould first teleports into a fucking women's room and awkwardly leaves, and after he leaves, the girls just say, kinky. What?
Yeah.
As the only woman here, we would not do that.
Yeah, even if that was a trans woman, you wouldn't say kinky.
He does not identify as a woman. We'd be like, are you lost? Or we would be like, get out, or maybe scream, or kick him in the dick.
There's so much weird fucking sexual bullshit in this movie. It's almost kind of fascinating because they knew they needed Disney movies to evolve, but they had no idea what they needed to evolve into, so they're just kind of throwing ideas at the screen that are all inappropriate. Like the scene where the kid's trying to set the mom up with Elliot Gould, and the mom says,
You know what you are? You are the only 11-year-old procurer in the business. What's up, forget it.
Procurer means pimp.
I couldn't help but laugh.
Procurer means pimp. This is a Disney movie. What the fuck?
I don't have the time or the alcohol or the sanity to explain to this little shit.
Another example of the humor level in this movie comes during one of the motocross scenes when two of the spectators say, he's out of sight. No, he isn't. He's right over there.
Oh my gosh.
Womp. Womp.
My soul died a little at that.
I actually laughed at that. I thought the delivery was good.
I like that joke because they capped it off with everyone just looking at them like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That sold it for me.
In the original script, I wouldn't be surprised if Nerd died in a motocross accident.
Yeah.
Horrifying things happen to each of them after the devil says, okay, well, their soul is mine tonight.
Instead, they just turn into jerks.
Yeah.
That's all that happens.
And for some of them, it's sort of reasonable. Like that poor singer was just overwhelmed and tired. She wants to go home.
Yeah, I think her behavior around the fans definitely made sense. You're getting sworn by fans. You're allowed to freak out a little bit.
But she freaks out because she just signed the contract.
Yeah.
Because she's suddenly, I guess, soulless now? And she only signs the contract because Elliot Gould fucking wears that ugly fake beard that makes him look like Fred Armisen. And she signs the thing and suddenly, like, a bell goes off. And then she refuses to thank anyone in her Grammy acceptance speech while Cosby's on stage with her looking so creepy.
I mean, he is a demon, but also Bill Cosby.
He's just eyeballing her with that smug grin. While she's saying it was a long, hard pull, man.
Oh, yeah, that too. I forgot about that.
I also love that he was like, oh, I've never been to the Grammys before. Well, not according to every Christian media personality who every year tweets about how, oh, the Grammys are demonic. They're corrupting our children with their demonic sexual dances.
We're all going to hell thanks to Sam Smith.
They're drinking baby spinal fluid backstage in martini glasses.
God damn it, Cosby roofied the adrenochrome again.
When Max and the demon are pulling up at the Grammys, there is a dropped frame. Something goes wrong with the film. There's a frame that's just totally black.
Yeah, a few frames, actually.
When they did an HD transfer for this movie, they did not care.
Yeah.
Let's just scan what we got. That'll be the master for digital downloads and whatever.
One shot that I could not for the life of me figure out. I had no idea what the significance of this was. At the wedding scene, there's a shot of the musicians and the string quartet.
Oh, I have this written down.
And it pans down, showing that one of them's wearing sneakers?
Why? Why was that?
I could not figure that out at all.
That was one moment where I was like, yeah, am I missing? Was this a joke?
Is that the joke? Was it an inside joke? Was it a reference to like a commercial at the time? It was completely inexplicable.
So weird.
When he dies in that opening scene, when the blind woman trips him, and then it comes back around at the ending where it turns out a different blind woman, or the same blind woman, I don't know, is like a guardian angel or something.
I did not follow that at all.
That took me a while.
It's very simple. All blind people are either devils or angels.
Yeah.
Why do you think Matt Murdock is Daredevil?
Oh!
And he's Catholic.
Exactly.
I think the whole idea is the crucible that Elliot Gould has to go through. I'm really trying to, break down this movie. I'm just realizing how ridiculous this is. But, a guardian angel sends him to hell, but then he learns to empathize and then meet a guardian angel on Earth, and then by the end, he learns his lesson.
It's so ridiculously convoluted.
What I'm trying to say is The Devil and Max Devlin is the greatest film ever made.
I'll never understand you.
Tony, your friends are weird.
If that blind woman is the same woman at the beginning and the end.
I don't think it is.
But if that is the case, Ryan's reading makes that movie way better for me. I actually really like the idea that an angel would go I'm playing the long game here.
I do think that that's the implication.
Oh, she's a double agent.
Yeah!
Secret angel man. Secret angel man.
If you have two different blind women deliberately tripping people.
Like a competition.
That's kind of rude towards the kid, that it turns out Stella Summers could actually sing without Max's help, but then the kid is so bad.
Yeah, the blind guardian angel lady has to trip him up to keep him from competing, otherwise he's probably gonna kill himself.
Without Max around, that kid has no business being on that bike.
Well, duh, he's Jeffrey Dahmer.
But with the singer woman, it's oh, Dorothy had the power to go home all along.
I did kind of like that idea of, oh, the miracle was just confidence.
I really liked her performance.
She wasn't a bad actress.
She had the best performance in the movie, and by the way, the actress is not really an actress. She's a singer named Julie Budd.
She only has one other credit on IMDb.
Yeah, she was also in some indie movie in 2008 called Two Lovers, and on her Wikipedia page, it brings up her appearing in this movie where, apparently, according to this, she's supposed to be 19 years old?
Yeah, no.
I've seen a lot of kids look older than their age, but no.
She was 26 when they filmed this, and she looks 40, but whatever.
It's the Grease school of casting.
I'm going through menopause. I'm in high school. Hey.
Apparently, her other big claim to fame was that at age 16, she was Sinatra's youngest opening act ever.
Wow.
Oh.
I want to read this quote she made about being in this movie. She said,
"Oh boy.
Having the opportunity to work for the Disney company was a life changer for me. At Disney, they always do it right. Nope!
Oh, honey.
This whole fucking podcast is devoted to the premise that no, they don't always do it right, Julie.
Meanwhile, I can't find this quote now, but I saw a quote from Elliot Gould talking about how miserable the ADR experience was because they were using 40-year-old equipment.
Oh my god.
No.
Disney never updated their equipment? Do you rent equipment in Hollywood?
That actually makes sense. This movie looked older.
There was a weird sound thing that jumped out to me with one of Stella's performances when he was like, oh, don't start singing until you see me in the audience.
That was stupid.
The crowd sound effect during that keeps stopping and starting, and you can tell they're trying to mash together a bunch of crowd sound effects, but they're not mixed properly at all, and it sounds so weird.
There's one shot in particular where you see people in the audience start applauding about a second before you hear the applause. It's like, come on, try a little harder.
And speaking of, there are a couple of moments where they do not do the best job of conveying a sizable crowd or a decent venue for Stella Summers.
I know what you mean.
For the amphitheater scene, I'm wondering if that was even a real amphitheater, because it was like a tiny little stage and they had folding chairs, and their backstage area looks like someone's backyard with like a picnic table with an umbrella on it.
Well, I noticed in the credits they thank the Universal Amphitheater.
That is not the Universal Amphitheater. I've seen pictures of the Universal Amphitheater.
Then why did the credits thank them? Maybe it was for that scene where she's on that empty stage and she quotes Janis Joplin? Maybe that
was like a proper hall. That wasn't an amphitheater.
Was it? I've already forgotten this movie.
And then the Grammys scene, you can tell they only had maybe 100, maybe 200 extras.
The Grammys, the stage was the size of my room.
Do not tilt the camera up at all to show any empty seats. Lock the camera in place. No one change seats, for the love of God.
Speaking of crowd issues, there was also that scene at the beach where the kid says,
How'd you find us? There must be 100 million people here.
There's like 20?
They probably just went to a beach that people were already on that day, because that was a more convincing crowd than any of those performance venues.
We've got Elliot Gould in a suit on the beach. I guess we have to put him partway through the water because we gotta fit in that Long Goodbye reference in there.
Oh.
Nobody else knows? Okay.
Sorry.
No, I'm not a cultured woman. I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
So at the end, after he burns all 3 contracts because he has a change of heart and he doesn't want the devil to have these 3 souls anymore, and suddenly he can see himself in the mirror again, and from that he extrapolates, oh, I won! The devil doesn't have their souls, so he doesn't have my soul either. How did he get from point A to B? Doesn't he still have to go to hell when he eventually dies? So he didn't win anything.
He atoned or something.
No, he didn't. He hardly did. He's still a shitty person.
What does he do that's good?
He burns up the contracts. That's pretty much it.
But does he atone for being a shitty landlord?
No,
he gave
not
the
at
singer
all.
and the motocross kid confidence and made them happy in life, and then he gave the little kid a father.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Anyway.
It's like, I'll do this bad thing, but then I'll go to church and pray, and then I'll be a good person. No, you can't just have a Diet Coke and then eat a whole pie. That's not how that works.
And his new wife just thinks he's crazy.
Because he is.
He sees himself in the mirror, and he didn't see himself in the mirror when the whole process started.
They're tricking him.
I don't know. It's a bad movie. I don't like it.
I really would be curious to see how this would be as a horror movie. I think it could be really interesting.
There are movies similar to this. One of them is Drag Me to Hell.
Oh.
The Sam Raimi movie?
And it has the ending I wish this movie had. She doesn't deserve to be dragged to hell, but in this movie, he deserves that treatment. So if anybody has the technology to switch the faces or whatever, and have him go to hell instead.
Oh yeah, do a deep fake of it.
I'm just saying.
So is Agatha Vile on record as being pro-AI?
No.
Does your villainy know no end, ma'am?
Excuse me, I'm a villain. I'm not that evil. I unionize my crab experiments.
The movie ends with like an 80s freeze frame on Elliot Gould, like the end of a fucking sitcom, and the credits roll over just the still frame of his face. It would be so fucking hilarious if after the credits finish rolling, the movie unfreeze framed and he was just sucked into hell. That would redeem the whole fucking thing.
Someone make that edit with horrific noises, yes.
For the record, this movie is listed on movies.disney.com, so the Disney company isn't totally trying to sweep this under the rug.
No, but
they should.
I mean, like I said, you can pay to rent it from various outlets. It's just not on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I did read that they got complaints from parents who were like, how dare you use HE double hockey stick?
Yeah, even with how watered down it is, by Disney standards, this movie was controversial when it came out, apparently.
What a bunch of babies. Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out like 7
7 years before this, and this is what they complain about? Grow up.
Because it's one scene in hell, and the rest of the movie is this really saccharine family comedy about a man learning to not be selfish anymore. And there's one scene in hell.
They didn't even do a good job at showing he was becoming a better person either.
No, not at all.
This is the most harmless, soft movie ever made, but there's one scene in hell, so...
I also decided to read some of the customer reviews on Amazon, and it's funny that people were mad at this movie for portraying hell when it came out, because... Let me just read some of these reviews to compare. From a user named My Business, a great movie to teach about giving into sin and how nasty it turns you into the person nobody can stand.
Okay.
I'm literally a Satanist. What?
Are we just launching into second opinion from how did this get made at this
point?
Well,
there's a specific theme that I see here, though, because here's another one. Not a religious movie, but it does acknowledge someone good, quote, up there.
Oh, for God's sake.
Here's another one. I like the fact that it shows hell as a place nobody wants to go to, but it does not present the biblical view of eternity. Maybe saying Jesus loves all sinners was too strong for the purpose of this movie, but Jesus is the way never to have to suffer eternity in hell.
Yeah. Look, I don't have any change, okay, pal?
I want to shove these nerds into lockers. Oh my God. They were so desperate to find a movie like this.
So many movies are about hell and why it's not good.
I took a quick look at Letterboxd just to see some of the popular reviews, and two stood out to me. One just says, "This aged well." And the other one is just the cringe emoji.
Yeah.
Wow. Instead of a Disney Plus or Disney Minus, can that be my review? Just the cringe emoji?
Agatha, it doesn't sound like you're going to have a whole lot of trouble deciding between Disney Plus and Disney Minus on this one.
I grew up religious, and I went to a film school that had a lot of religious people as teachers and talked about Christianity intersecting with film. And one of my classmates there said something that will always stick with me, is that you can point out everything wrong with the way that Christians view media in the way that Christians reacted to Bruce Almighty versus Evan Almighty. Bruce Almighty is a movie that actually is saying something unique about faith and is also saying something that isn't anti-God. It's saying you can't know what it means to be God. You cannot do that job. You need to have a little bit more humility when you approach holy things. Christians absolutely hated that movie. They said it was blasphemous. They were protesting it.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Evan Almighty comes out. Evan Almighty, Christians absolutely love. I remember going with a church group to see Evan Almighty, and they loved it because it was this PG, tame movie, no offensive jokes in it or anything, absolutely soulless, and the message of it was just be a good person.
Yeah.
They want the simplest, dumbest, most milquetoast messages, not actually, think about anything.
Right.
Even just a little bit complex.
Well, it was nice to meet you, God. Thank you for the Grand Canyon, and good luck with the apocalypse. Oh, and by the way, you suck!
I do believe the time has come to answer that question that has baffled mankind and Cosby-kind through the ages, namely, what's the attraction? This is gonna be awkward. So obviously, by its inclusion on the show this month, The Devil and Max Devlin is not on Disney+, but when Disney finally wises up and puts it on there, everyone's gonna fucking hate watch it for the movie where Cosby's a fucking demon, and it's gonna be the most watched title on Disney+, and they're gonna want to work it into the park somehow. How are they gonna do that, Ryan?
They're just going to install a whole bunch of octopus rides. They'll tear down every classic and put up a bunch of octopuses and plant a bunch of children around who will coerce you into doing the octopus over and over and over again.
But it'll be themed to the octopus from Finding Dory, who is voiced by Ed O'Neill.
Sure.
David.
Throughout the park, there are going to just be a couple of blind old women who are just randomly tripping people all the time.
And then you go to hell and learn how to become a better person, so a different blind person will tell you that you did good.
Exactly.
Agatha.
Send Cosby to hell. Have Clarence Williams III, Tony Todd, and Keith David
send Bill Cosby to hell.
And how is that an attraction, exactly?
Oh, Disney could do it.
Well, it's an attraction because we're all attracted to the notion of Cosby going to hell.
Yeah, there's a little portal to hell. You can peek in and you can watch him get tortured.
It'll be great moments with Cosby Goes to Hell. And that's the one moment.
Well, unfortunately, you're all wrong.
No, he's right. That was great.
Every time you enter a bathroom at the park, there's going to be some creepy janitor who says, "It's okay, we're all in show business, man."
Just every time, no context.
So, final verdict, folks. Is The Devil and Max Devlin a not on Disney Plus or a not on Disney minus? Agatha?
Not on Disney minuses. There's two. Because literally, Cherry wanted me to stop watching this movie.
One for the devil and one for Max Devlin.
Cherry, you get the devil and I get Max. So 2 negatives from this end.
David, plus or minus?
Ryan, your efforts to point out the positives were valiant, and there were definitely a few things that I was like, you know what? That wasn't all terrible. Not enough to keep me from saying that it's definitely a not on Disney minus. Sorry.
Ryan?
I'll give it a plus. When we got this, I was disappointed because I've seen the shortlist for this month, and some of my favorite things ever made by humans are on this list, and some other things I really like, and some things I haven't seen that I would have loved to have seen. Then I watched the movie, and I still probably would have enjoyed doing those other things more, but I was like, you know what? I'm perfectly fine with having watched this.
So you're saying the movie benefited from low expectations?
Sure. There are worse things to watch.
Are there?
Well,
Human Centipede, I guess, but that's a stretch.
I have got to side with Agatha and David on this.
And Cherry.
This was a hard not on Disney minus for me. I agree that it's not the worst thing I've ever covered for this podcast because Meet the Deedles and another Cosby movie, Jack, still exist, and The Wild and Snow Globe and a couple others, all of which were worse than this, but this was still just bad. There's a very general sort of non-specific sense of Elliot Gould learns that he shouldn't be a selfish prick, but it's so poorly, shoddily written that you can't even understand the mechanics of it. Like, why does him seeing himself in the mirror suddenly mean he's won? I don't get it. The presence of Cosby at least made me feel things, even if what I felt was just sheer unmitigated revulsion.
He wasn't a bad antagonist.
Yeah, especially knowing what we know now, he's actually a pretty effective antagonist, but it's not nearly enough to redeem the movie. And I'm glad it's not on Disney Plus. No one has to accidentally stumble on this piece of shit.
Nobody else who's feeding every title into a randomizer will ever have to watch it.
Who's got stuff to plug?
Well, you know what else isn't on Disney Plus? Star Wars Detours or Guillermo del Toro's Haunted Mansion. But you can hear the stories behind those productions that were not finished or not released on one of my podcasts, How Did This Not Get Made? We're recording the next season right now, and I'm very excited for what we have coming up.
Ooh.
Also, if you like hearing me talk about religious media, go check out my other podcast, Pod Made You Special, a VeggieTales rewatch podcast, which releases monthly and is a ton of fun.
This movie needed the VeggieTales, damn it. Just Bob the Cucumber showing up and singing a song.
Did you just say Bob the Cucumber?
Bob is the tomato, Larry is the cucumber.
I don't know the characters, I'm sorry.
How dare you, sir?
I don't know the characters either.
Remake this movie and replace all the characters with VeggieTales besides Bill Cosby.
I have gold in my last name. How much VeggieTales do you think I've seen?
I'm Ryan Hipp FTW on Twitter and Instagram, and the Ryan Hipp on YouTube. And other than that, catch me on the streets as part of your neighborhood Yakuza.
I just have the Twitter account that's still on private because of stupid transphobic stalkers, but I also want to promote helping out rape crisis centers in your area.
Yes.
Again, when I rented this godforsaken movie, I told Tony, don't reimburse me, donate it. Donate what you can to rape crisis centers. And Cherry promotes more butt scratches.
But who doesn't?
Right? because I have to end this on a positive note. Butt scratches.
Butt scratches?
Butt scratches.
Butt scratches.
She tried to save me from this awful movie.
And as always, you can follow me on Twitter at Tony Goldmark, and you can also follow this show on Twitter at EFVD Podcast. I've also got a Facebook fan group you can join called Some Jerk with a Fan Club, and I've got a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tony Goldmark, where you can find all 3 seasons of my web series, Some Jerk with a Camera, along with a bunch of other videos about movies and theme parks and the aforementioned outtake specials and Kill Bosby the Complete Saga, and even a few scant episodes of this very podcast. You can find every episode of this podcast at pipedreampodcast.com, as well as all the usual outlets like Audible, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. If you like what you've been hearing and you'd like to help us out, please subscribe, please leave a review, please give us 5 stars, please share with your friends and enemies. All that stuff helps us get discovered by the almighty algorithm. If you'd like to help us out even more, you can donate to my Patreon, patreon.com/Tony Goldmark, where if you pledge any amount, even the bare minimum of $1 a month, you get to hear new episodes of this podcast ad-free and 1 day early. Once again, that's patreon.com/Tony Goldmark. Special thanks to all my patrons. You don't know how much it means to me. And also, special thanks to friend of the show, Jacob Martin, for creating that remix of the Twilight Zone theme music we heard earlier. Well, I think Not on Disney Plus month is off to a start for sure, and I am now joined by one of my guests on next week's episode, Jen Seggio. How you doing, Jen?
I'm doing good, Tony.
Are you ready to read off the randomizer's pick for our second week of Not on Disney Plus month?
I'm ready, Freddy.
Okay, Smart House, initiate random shuffle mode, please.
Initiating random shuffle mode.
Make a selection.
And the winner is
Down with Love, 2003.
Down with Love, 2003. All right. Join us next week on Escape from Walt Disney when we continue Not on Disney Plus month with Down with Love.
You must have just escaped from the funny house.